What's up, TPP? How you doing today, bro? Be right there, y'all. Retro Life. What's up, bro? How you feel, man? And almost escaped? What you mean, TP? What you mean you almost escaped? TP, what you mean, bro? Retro said all good. That's what's up, bro. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. We need a little seasoning on this eggs. So I'm gonna keep it simple like always. No basketball. Nah, no basketball, bro. Not today. I'll be training though. Talking to people about the number one reason people don't hit their goals. I gotta put a question in here too. I meant to do that before. But basically, I'm gonna put the poll question in right now. What is your biggest goal? Is it fat loss, muscle gain? Let's go, let's grow, baby. So we're gonna start that poll. TPP, I'm not sure what you're talking about, TPP. I'm not so sure. Maybe you could fill me in, bro. I'm not so sure. You got the eggs right here, egging. You know what I'm saying? Let's get those eggs egging. All right, I got a little bit of this beef here I'm gonna use. This came from when I was making bone broth. This is the meat that came from the bone broth. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that right there. Meat from the bone broth, all right? And we're gonna smash all this together. What's the difference between fat loss and weight loss? It's pretty similar. Except when you lose fat, you can also lose muscle. And when you lose weight, you can lose muscle too, because muscle weighs more than fat. So that's why I specified with the fat loss, because it could be quite different. So we got that together. Good question, though. Good question. Yeah, TPP, where you live at, bro? Where you living at, TPP? That's crazy, but I'm glad you're safe, man. Glad you are safe. Tar2, okay. Where's that at, bro? Remind me where Tar2 is, bro. Remind me where that's at, brother. All right, so we're putting this away. We got this right here, okay? So we still got our carb control wrap. You know what I'm saying? We still got that doing this thing right there. All right. Right now, we need to go ahead and add a little bit more here. And I got to get a little bit of cheese. Not too much cheese, just a little bit. All right. But the reason why people might not be reaching their goals, a couple number one. School things. Oh, I got you, bro. Well, that's what's up, Retro. So a lot of reasons why people don't reach their goals, right, is because they're doing too many things at once rather than focusing on one thing. You know what I mean? When you're trying to lose weight or gain muscle, once you find a program and that program is in place, everything after that is consistency. All right, we got 2 votes. Let's see. Okay, so fat loss is mostly everybody's concern. Okay, fat loss. Okay, got it. So what happens is when you got too many ideas, you don't stick to the one idea that works, right? Muscle gain and fat loss is mostly science. It's not opinion. You feel me? So when you're on the internet and you got a lot of different opinions, you got to lock into the science. The science is what's going to hold you down. Y'all smash that like button for your boy, TPP, Retro. Y'all hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate that. All right. So you got to lock into the science and what works, right? When it comes to fat loss, when it comes to muscle gain, what is the science behind fat loss and muscle gain, right? The science behind it, fat loss for sure. The science behind fat loss is you need to eat less calories than your body needs to maintain your body weight, right? Okay, so the reason why people don't see their goals, if you look at that guy in the thumbnail, you see how jacked he is. I appreciate you, Retro. You see that guy in my thumbnail, you see how jacked he is, right? That was from consistently listening to the same person, not looking at all the ideas all over, you know what I mean? That kills your gains, that kills your goals, your weight loss, all that. Because you got to stay consistent on what works, the science. TPP, craziest thing I've done, bro. I don't know if that's internet approved, bro. But when it comes to weight loss, muscle gain, right? You want to stick to the science and what works. So being in a calorie deficit long enough to see the weight loss. You know what I'm saying? People, they try to lose weight and they're like, oh, I'm not seeing the results. Well, if you're only trying one time, 1 week, 1 month, it's hard to see all the results after that long. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So with that being said, you got to lock into the science and what truly works. You can't listen to everybody and think you're going to get results. You know what I mean? A lot of information on the internet. You know what I'm saying? But what works is nutrition, being in a calorie deficit, getting the proper sleep, getting the proper muscle or protein intake, y'all. Protein intake. How many of y'all think y'all getting enough protein in your diet? Anybody? I know I don't. I'm trying harder to get more protein in my diet, but I know I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't get it. How many people think they get enough protein in their diet? How many people think they get enough protein in their diet? Top of the morning to everybody, man. How y'all feeling out there? Top of the morning. So this first one coming out pretty good. What's up, friends? That's the first one, and that's that cheese we laid down first. You feel me? I keep my diet very simple. So you'll see me eating a lot of the same things. People are like, you're eating that again? That's how you get the gains, man. You got to be okay with trying the same thing but different variations of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Retro. Friends, I'm doing good. So what I'm going to do, good question, Retro. What I'm going to do is this wrap, first and foremost, has 14 grams of fiber in it. You understand? 14 grams of fiber, number one. Number two, I'm going to make a smoothie to go along with it, okay? So that's going to give me what I need for my, instead of vegetables, I'm going to use fruits. And that's going to give me what I need, baby. So I'm going to go ahead and get that ready because that's what's going to give me what I need, all right? So we already got the tacoing, right? So the number one reason why we're not losing fat and building muscle is because we're not sticking to our regimen long enough to see the fruits. So that's taco right there, all right? I'm only gonna make one taco and then I'm gonna make this smoothie now because that's gonna give me my fruit and veggie intake, but most of all the antioxidants, the fiber. I mean, this is a very, very fiber-rich meal right here anyways. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do it. We're gonna keep it rolling, keep it doing. I had the same only eggs for my breakfast. Oh, that's what's up. Okay, TPP, you take it easy, bro. All right, so locking in on what works. That's the number one thing right there. Okay, now you may say, well, what works? What works is the science. The science is what works. Why? Because the science has stood the test of time, right? Okay, so the science says, right, that if I eat in a calorie deficit for long enough, my body's going to say, I don't need this excess weight. You know what I'm saying? I don't need this excess weight because I'm not using it. I don't need it. I'm not eating to be that weight. So you have to eat how you want to look, eat how you want to feel. Oh, you're retro? That's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. All right, so we got this right here. Bam, bam, boom. All right, so I got that unsweetened vanilla almond milk. I'm going to keep it simple and I'm going to keep it the same. And I'm going to keep getting the results, man. You know, because the results are all we care about. We don't care about nothing else but results. Right? So top of the morning to everybody joining the live. Let's go, let's grow. That's what we're here. We're here to grow, build muscle, lose fat. You know what I'm saying? Feel good, look good. But most of all, feel good. And let the results speak for themselves, baby. Let's go. So what I'm adding these two things to my smoothie right here. So you can screenshot that right there if you need to. Okay. That's what I'm adding to my smoothie right there. You can get that on Amazon. But it makes my smoothie come out consistent. Makes it come out tasty. and all that good stuff. All right, so we got this here. This is here. This is ready. Stevia. Are you saying is stevia inside of that mix? Is that what you're asking me? Because that was beet powder, bro. But you may be asking me was stevia inside of that. Is that your question? Looking for my blender top. Can't blend without a blender top. Oh, there it is. So my blender top's right here. Keeping it consistent. Retro, for sure, you can. Absolutely, bro. Beam. So staying consistent with what works is what's going to get you to your goals. You got to stay consistent, stay locked in to what works, the science, right? Calorie deficit. Okay, if you look at that guy in the thumbnail, he started training with me when he was 72. The second picture is when he was 73 and a half. He's down 65 pounds. Looks great. Feels great. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what everybody's goal is. The number one reason why we don't reach our goals is because we have too many options. Okay? The options should be what works. That's all we care about. All we care about is what works. We don't care about none of that other stuff. We just care about what works, right? Y'all smash that like button for your boy. I'd appreciate it. Let me see the poll question. Poll question says that most people are trying to lose fat. Okay. Okay, awesome. Put a 1 in the chat if you're trying to lose fat. Put a 1 in the chat. If fat loss is your goal, put a 1 in the chat. Let's see. Retro says 1. Okay. Awesome. 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 Let me get some a little bit of the organic ketchup right here. You know we got to do that and make it look professional, awesomely professional. You understand? So we got it right here. You see the smoothie, everything's here. So we got that. We get a little straw right here. You see, breakfast came out awesome. It didn't take us forever. It's made. It's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? It didn't take 100 years to make. And we're ready to go consume it because that didn't take long. Didn't take long at all. But breakfast is right here, y'all. Look at that. So the number one reason why we're not reaching our goals is because we're focusing on way too many things rather than the science that works. You feel me? All right, we're going to move over to this side. Retro, yes, you can use stevia instead of sugar. Absolutely. Absolutely. I would recommend it, actually. Okay, let me put this here. All right, awesome. 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 Good. All right. I'm going to bring breakfast over here, and then we could chop it up a little bit more about why we're not hitting our goals, okay? All right, y'all smash that like button for your boy. I would appreciate that. Let's go, let's grow, baby. Come on. Let's do it. All right, I'm gonna bring my breakfast over here and I'm open to questions so that we can find out the number one way to reach our goals. Okay, you gotta lock in on what works. You don't gotta recreate, you gotta lock in on what works already. Okay, that's the number one way right there. Okay, so we got breakfast right there. Right, if there's only, I think the internet or YouTube might be throttling the live, man. Hey, Retro, if I close this live and come right back in, would you come back? What's up, name change? Those that are in here, if I close this live, what up, Oklahoma City? What's up, Frederick? If I close this live and reopen it, would you guys come back? I'm gonna reopen it like right away. Put a one in the chat if you'll come back. Put a one in the chat if you'll come right back. I'm just gonna close this one and open it. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna close this one and I'm gonna reopen it right back. So I'll see you guys in 30 seconds. Let's go. Let's grow.